great Edward Davis. He has come back for more abuse. I don't know what I must be doing something right or wrong, or I have blackmail or something like that. I don't know. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about you?
I should see very, very serious. No, we were just talking about my future ventures. No, so the long story short is I'm actually quietly creating some opportunities for myself. Like for starters, um, I've already talked to where I do my comics reviews, firstcomics.com. So I get media passes to all the comic book events. So when I get started, I can get media passes for a lot of these places I want to go. So that's going to make certain parts of this trip already a lot cheaper right off the bat. I have to get my American citizenship renewed. I gotta get my driver's license, and then I gotta buy myself a car. Hey, JD. Hey, John. What's up, buddy? Pretty cool yourself, bud. You're pretty cool yourself. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I say this because in my particular case, it's just like, life's too short, man. Life is just way too short. I don't have a reason to be where I'm at, and I don't exactly have a place I want to go.
Okay.
So why not find out?
You know go all the places and find which one sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and like, by May or the end of May I'll hit 1,000. By the end of May I'll hit 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
So I might do some stuff in June. I might do some stuff in July. I've already been filming some quote unquote secret shows while I'm in Calgary. Anyone I'm interviewing here. Ed, you there? I think Ed is not there, folks.
Oh, I'm back now. You froze for a second. So probably on my internet. Who knows?
No. My computer's been acting funny, but it is yours. I can see your monitor there. It's like it's going up and down, up and down.
Oh no! Oh man, sorry about that.
Hey, listen. That's the beautiful thing about live podcasting, my friend. We can make stuff up, and if I happen to disappear, you'll have to put on some kind of talent show. So I mean, that's how it works, right? That's how
the tap dancing begins when you disappear.
Hey. Well, Ed might not all be there, John, but I'm definitely not all there either. I mean,
are any of us?
Yeah, are any of us truly there? Right. But I'm sure John's laughing listening to that. But no, it's just like one of those things. I had this epiphany. It was just like, I can go anywhere I want. I've met so many cool people all over the place. Like just you. Mark Park, John, whether John wants to admit it or not, right? He's a really awesome dude. Rommel Turry, Elsa Garza, Anvu, like Chuck Pinot. I mean, everybody, right? So this idea of going on this kind of trip to meet everybody in person and do really weird and cool shit with all of them just seems all of you guys just seems like a really fun journey. And like I said, somewhere along the way, I'll figure out where I belong, I hope, right? Whether it's here in the United States or whether and obviously there's some other factors too. I might have contracts up here. I might have contracts in the States of work I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that'll dictate some things too, at least for the first year. And now the next part is sponsorships. I'm going to be setting up my Patreon's going to be going up probably March 1st. Like that's going to be when the patrons are. That's when I'm really fully in constantness, and I'm going to see if people want to support me going to weird and kooky places.
Yeah,
and I like the show will become a vlog. It'll still be an interview show, but it'll also be kind of like a vlog, a travel show.
Yeah,
I think people would enjoy that.
Oh yeah, it'll bring a new element to it because I mean, you have us sitting here, and that's kind of the format that people have become used to. But to see you out and about in the world would be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, for example, there's this one author. Her name's Lucy Leitner. She's coming back on the show in February. We've already made a deal. When I get to Pittsburgh, we're gonna film at an ice cream place under train tracks with another author, Kara Timms. I might actually go skydiving with her. Literally.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking, like I said, for me this year. I mean, that's the podcasting side of my goals this year is adventure and connection.
Yeah.
So those are my plans for the future, the present, actually, I'll say for the present, not just the future.
Yeah.
The present, because the future isn't that far away. So I don't know. I might be crazy, but I'm going to I would rather make a million mistakes than have a single regret.
Oh yeah, and go out there and I mean, I can't imagine how much fun that would be, just kind of venturing out, meeting all the people that you've talked to on the screen in person, and finding each one finding some crazy scenario to put you in for the interview.
Yeah, actually that's even better than what I came up with, right? Right. So yeah, it'd be kind of fun. That would be, and it doesn't even have to be crazy, just somewhere they're comfortable with, right? So,
Yeah.
right. I don't care. It's just yeah, that's an amazing. It's just yeah, like I've learned this about people in general. If I try to sell you on a concept, you're gonna be like, I don't know.
Mhm.
But if I go to you instead, hey, you want to have some fun? Your first inclination is you're not necessarily saying yes just yet, but you're interested. What do you got in mind? Like it's like I'm interested. What's up, right?
Yeah, you've piqued my interest. Let's go from here.
Yeah. Now you might still say no when it's over,
Mhm.
but you're gonna hear me out. You're gonna be much more open to hearing me out. And if it sounds like it hits the right funny bone, you'll
Yeah.
be like, fuck it, let's just do it, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Exactly. So I also am going to be doing my first Kickstarter this year. Now, speaking
Okay.
of fun stuff, I got to find a letterer, and then once I find my letterer, I'm going to actually do the first cover myself. I've already talked to a couple random cover artists to see for like the variants. I'm going to make my Dr. Seuss Golden Storybook.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, but it's also going to be a comic. I'm going to make it both a comic and I've said this many times, like in my opinion, Dr. Seuss is one of the greatest graphic novelists of all time.
Yeah.
Right. It's my opinion. So, but I don't just want a comic with a Dr. Seuss feel. I want both. If you like Dr. Seuss, I'm going to give you a Dr. Seuss feeling book. If you like a comic, I'll give you a comic. Do I really care as long as you're happy?
Yeah, you kind of get the best of both worlds. And would it be kid friendly? So it would be, the kids who love Dr. Seuss, will they be able to read it, or will it be like, wait till you're older and then you go read it?
No, it's good enough. Basically, it's about stick figures revolting against their creator because they're not. The creator makes this beautiful world and then just goes short on the sticks, makes them like deliberately the one thing that stands out, and they want to be beautiful too. So they are actually revolting against the creator.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, again, just a silly. And I wrote it like a doc. I gotta tell you something. Writing like Seuss broke my brain.
I'm sure his rhyming patterns and throwing the nonsensical words, but making them feel completely real and lived in. That can't be an easy task.
Oh, it hurt. I'm not even going to pretend I was good. I'm just going to say I tried. You know what I mean? I tried, right?
You put the best effort toward it.
Yeah, no, that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do at the end of the day, and so that's going to have like the books are actually pretty much. I got to draw a cover at some point. I got to figure out a better way to put covers on, like scan them in.
Yeah.
But once I do that, it'll be the Stick Figure Revolution, and then it'll be on Kickstarter. And I'm also throwing this is the fun little bonus. If I get 200 backers, I do a karaoke night.
Oh, very cool.
Right. And it'll be just for the patrons. They get to pick the songs that I will get murdered by. This idea came to me because I said I would do a karaoke. Now, I'm not great at karaoke, period. I suck, but I have fun with it, right? I have fun. So when your sister, this person you love very much, the first song recommended is Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. It's like, and you're my friend. And Rodney Pike was the worst. He picked like a Meatloaf, like one of the like hardest Meatloaf songs ever. And I looked at him and
one of the long 9-minute epics or something.
Yeah, one of those. And I can't remember the name off the top of my head. If he was here, he'd be giving me shit. It's like, it's that one. But oh my god, oh my god, I did that. I saw that. I cried a little on the inside. Cried just a little bit on the inside. But I thought, this would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of fun. I think, again, same thing. If you're trying, like, I've helped a lot of people, so I'm sure I'm going to get support for my book when I go on Kickstarter. But if I can make the experience a fun one, not just a good book, but a fun experience, I'm more likely to retain people coming back.
Yeah.
Right. So if I do a performance, a one of a kind karaoke performance just for the audience, and they pick the songs that they. So guys, don't pick songs you like. That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't pick songs you like. They will die. I promise. They will be murdered. They would like. I won't kill it. I will kill it. Literally. Like it won't be. It won't be.
You'll never want to listen to it again.
Yeah, but I will have fun with it. I
Oh
will
yeah,
have fun with it.
it'd be fun to watch.
I'll rehearse too. Like I'll actually practice and stuff like that. Like it'd be like I'd leave a month to vote, and then I give myself like a month to practice, and then I'd go do it. Right,
Okay.
and then it'd be like,
Yeah, that
oh
works.
my, yeah,
And still be
month.
awful, but you more rehearsed awful than just all right. I'm gonna try it. I don't know the words because you got to kind of know the lyrics so you have the melody and
Yeah,
lyrics down.
absolutely, absolutely. I gotta put myself willingly through this brain damage. You see, that's right. Some of these songs, right? So, right. I sincerely hope I feel like a woman is not one of them. I really don't. I really
Oh,
don't.
see, now just for the sake, I mean, I would have backed it anyway, but now I got to share the hell out of it because I need to hear you singing. I feel like a woman.
Thanks. Yes. It's, for me to you, Ed. Here's a heart. Some tears. Few tears. Just some tears. I'm gonna. Ed Davis. He made me cry. Actually, that is literally going to be in this episode description. Edward Davis made me cry. On this
There you go.
There you go.
Set him up for something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do we want to watch this? We want to see crying, and eventually we want to see you singing Shania Twain because
exactly.
That's the end game of all this.
Yes, it's at least one of the end games, right?
Yeah.
Some people, right? It's like some people say like Meatloaf. I'll be like, okay, right, and I'll do my very best. Not like I said, it'll be fun, and if I get to 500 backers, I'll do it in a tutu.
I mean, I was already going to share the hell out of it, but now I'm like, all right, I'm probably going to work as hard as you, like share.
I want the fucking tutu.
I have my goal, and I have to see this.
That's right. And then and like legit, I will burn copies like of a CD. Like it might not be a fancy case or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I like just something that simple as a thank you. It's like, you guys wanted this. Here you go.
Yeah, slap it in a paper sleeve. I don't need anything fancy.
Yeah, exactly. No, just something that will go, right? It's something that'll go and that'll do it. But yeah, that's my initial goal. I have a project I've been working on quietly. I wanted On and me to do on Vue. We get to meet up soon. I'm going to be meeting up with her soon about that. And it's going to be kind of cool. So yeah, there's like I got writing goals too, but yeah, like I said, I just want freedom, man. Like I just want the freedom to do what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, it might sound like a crazy little thing, but you live life once, right? So
do the things because you get old and you just think, why didn't I do everything? And it's too damn late. Do them now while you can.
I don't always think it's too late, but I do think you you have to pick and choose when you're older.
True.
Right? You have to pick and choose a lot more. So you're like I'm sure you still got. I don't know if you got a huge bucket list left at this point, but I'm sure there are some things on it.
I still have definitely things still on it. I mean, you hope that as you get older and older, you start to shrink the bucket list and check the boxes, but there's definitely, still plenty that you want to put on because if you fulfill it all, like, all right, cool. I'm just going to sit on the couch now because I'm done. You never want to reach that point. Until you're 90, like, all right, then why the fuck not? All right, I'm 90. Now I'm going to sit on the couch and just watch movies.
I don't think so. I don't think I'll ever get to that point.
No, I just want to keep doing things and like, all right, I want to go win the 90-year-old age group in a marathon. So, all right, there. I've checked that box. I just won a slow ass pace, but if I can win the 90-year-old category when I'm 90, I'm happy. And I know someone who won it at that age, and it's kind of like, all right, I watched him. I think he was the 78-year-old category, and he went out and won an ultra. It was an Ironman, and he went out and won his age group. I'm like, fuck, you just made my 78-year-old goal. I got to go and match your time that you just did because you set my retirement goal for me right there. So just little things like that. I guess you never age out of a bucket list.
I sincerely hope not anyway. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen people run out of ambition, and it looks like hell. Like it truly looks like hell. I like. Don't get me wrong. Being happy, and folks, I should make this a very clear difference. There, if you're happy, right, that's a different category
Yeah, that's
altogether.
goal number one when it comes down to it. Be
Yeah,
happy in your life.
yeah. If you're happy with your life, then there's nothing there. Then while you have to maintain it, right? It's okay if you don't have any exuberant ambitions beyond that, because
Yeah.
hell, you're happy. Who the fuck's gonna argue with you, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, then it's just maintenance. But
Mhm.
most of, again, for the most part, there's like, most of us need a challenge somewhere,
Yeah.
somehow, some way, right? It doesn't have to be full time. It doesn't have to be like, it can be just a once in a while deal.
Yeah.
But we need to do like the things that make us happy, because again, this is what all the time we got. So,
Yeah.
might as well fucking go for it.
Yeah.
So what are your goals this year, my friend?
My goals, well, I'm trying to branch out. I've been working on one title since I started it all. So this will be the year that I actually release a second and a third title. So I, I
Congrats.
have I have the artwork already started for the what'll be my second title, and having that will be really nice. I mean, it's not really going to bring new readers. It might bring readers that like it, but it's still going to stay in the kind of the same dark realms that I write in now. So it's not like, okay, now here's something for all the kids, but it's, it'll be a new title with new characters and just a new universe that I'm opening up. And that's something I've been wanting to do, and hopefully also put some things out there with other people. So working on anthologies and things like that, because I kind of came into this knowing nobody and nothing, and just thought I want to tell my story and let's see what happens. But now I want to be able to tell other stories and tell other stories with different people. And I've opened up some avenues that way. So that's definitely my writing goals for the year, is just, to expand my table and expand what I have that I've actually can put my name on as an author.
No, I understand that. Although I will say this, even if you're in still your own dark corners of the universe,
Yeah.
you still might try. You still might draw new people in. There is something about something brand new, right?
Hmm.
Right. Hey, this thing is cool. Like, continuing a series is awesome. You need to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I have 2 books I'm writing this year.
Hmm.
One I'm drawing, scary, but anyway, right. But 2 I'm writing, and the thing is, with all of these things, I just realized, like, yeah, every book's an opportunity now. Some people are going to be invested in the story you're telling,
Yeah.
right? Some people, but others are going to be invested in, trying something new
Yeah.
and going for it in a brand. So, I mean, you could look at your new series as like, you know what? Let's just fucking experiment with everything. Let's see if I can find a new. Obviously, support the people that support you still. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but try something new. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And that's the hope, just kind of throw out something that has a completely, I mean, it's still, I don't think I can write happy and fun. I don't think
So
that
maybe.
doesn't exist in me yet. Maybe one day, but to write something, like you said, it's new, and hopefully it lures people in, because it's more black comedy than what I'm doing right now. And, writing a continued story, it's great. I love it. And one day it'll be a finished story. And it's not just like, okay, that story's finished and now I'm done. So I got to find other ways to keep expanding and bringing new things out. Because I mean, I look at some creators and they're dropping book after book, and I wish I could keep up with them. But in the end, I got to keep up with my own schedules and getting what I can get done without breaking myself mentally.
Well, see, it's not a contest. Like,
True.
thing is, like, I think that's the other aspect of it. Yes, you must always go forward on some. I think for something like
Mhm.
if you're not happy, right? If you're not happy, you
Yeah.
should be trying to move forward in something. But
Mhm.
there's no pace, there's no race, there's
True.
no magic. Like, you must go this fast. This dude, like, that doesn't exist. Here's what matters: is Edward Davis doing the absolute best he can right now?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then you're you're doing it right. And if the
Yeah.
answer is no, okay,
It's
why aren't
step
you doing
up.
it? Yeah,
Yeah.
why aren't you doing it? Right? You might have a reason. Like again, I try not to judge people. I try
Yeah.
not to judge people. The only time I kind of look at you and go, is when you say, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, can't do this right now, or you just can't do this. Because
Yeah.
to me, those are two very different answers.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd say
Right?
so. Yeah. I can't do this week because I have a ton of work meetings. That's, that's a logical answer, and you can't judge someone for that, but I can't do it. I throw in the towel before I've attempted. That's not the way to live, in my opinion. I mean, I'm constantly looking to do whatever I can do because I want to experience everything, kind of like you. You're going to go experience the world, meet people, and, find a new way to do what you're doing, and also fulfilling, where's the landing place, the ultimate one. And yeah, just keep going. I mean, there's no reason to stop because you say you can't, and now you've just self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, no, like I said, because again, I think that I should to make it very clear, it's about what you want at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever your priorities are, there's no crime in any of them. Right? Any of them. But you got to be honest with what those priorities absolutely are.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not, that's when things hurt. That's when things get really, 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 really damaging on the inside. Like I said, that's when regrets happen. That's when I should have. One of my favorite I listen to one particular TED Talk every year. It's called Why You Will Fail to Have a Great Career. It was a talk that was done in Canada in 2014, I think 2011. No, 2011.
Okay.
And talked about the fact that most people, like, to have a great career, needs to find their passions, whatever they are, right? Again, this isn't everybody. Again, you choose your priorities, right?
Yeah.
Some people, right? But at the same time, but people want a great career or a great life or a great everything. He analyzes every reason people don't do it, right? And the journey of those failures, all of those failures.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite talks because it's so real. Because what he talks about ultimately for all of us is whatever we go for in this life, it's about finding our passions. And we all have them. And we all know what they are deep down. And it's the pursuit of doing them that leads to the maybe not great New York Times best-selling success. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But great moments with great people and a sense of fulfillment that you can't get anywhere else.
Definitely true.
Yeah. That's what I've learned. Hey, I got something cool coming in the mail today. Rob Multeri sent me comic books.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, you know what was really cool? I didn't expect this. I'm going to show this real quick on the air because. So look in the back, and look at that, folks. You see it?
Very cool. There it is. Let me see. I'm very blind.
Violent.
There, yeah, the Just Joshing podcast one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not expect that. I looked in the back, it's like, hey, he quoted me. That's
nice.
Pretty freaking cool. Right? Never expected that, right? Like I love the hobby. Like don't get me wrong. I genuinely love the hobby. I still read a lot of mainstream comics. I definitely read a lot more Kickstarter comics, right?
Yeah.
And there's a few people if John is still there, like he's one of them. I want to get one of his Drumsticks of Doom runs. That looks so cool. I want to actually get that. But there's him, there's Paul Gomez. I think Paul does some good stuff. Man, I'm missing somebody. Oh, Timothy Fling. So all four of you guys have like these really cool books, and I don't know if I get to all of you this year because shipping is a bitch. However, if I am in the States on a more regular basis, I'm going to get a P.O. box in the States. I'm going to pick a small town and get a P.O. box because I know how that stuff works, right? I'll be like, ship here. And all of us will cheer. I will pay less money for shipping. And
oh, yeah. Shipping's out of hand. I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to pay the international shipping. I mean,
oh my God.
I look at it every time it goes up and I just feel so bad because they're paying quadruple the price of the book just to get the thing shipped.
Well, actually, I almost want to recommend something halfway illegal here, but I can't do that because it's on the podcast officially, so I can't actually do
Don't
it.
incriminate yourself on camera.
Oh, I had a guest do that.
Oh no!
I had a. I looked at him, like, why are you doing
You
this?
shouldn't be saying that.
Well, no, it's too late for even me to say that. It's like, well,
good for you.
I just look at,
good luck.
Well, yeah, just like, well, okay. Why did you say that on my show?
Yeah, you don't need the heat either.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Because now, fortunately things kind of changed, so I don't think he's gonna get. But they had taken me to like court on this.
Oh,
what am I supposed to do?
It's like you said it. I'm just. It's like here's the evidence. You're pretty much fucked. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, and it's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna incriminate yourself, because that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part is he incriminated other people too. It was like,
oh no, so he didn't just do one thing. He just like, all right, let me
no.
throw
So
some other people
it was
under
like
the bus
it was like I mean that part at least he didn't name them, but it was like so I'm off the hook there.
Yeah.
But but I just was like, don't do this in public.
Yeah. That's not the spot.
No, my show is. I mean, I took that line out and I took it out in there. But the thing is, it's been recorded.
Yeah, someone's got it out there. It exists in the world.
So, I mean, and it's not like I prompted him to do it. It was like, yes, I've had everything happen on the show, including that. Yeah, no, just people will tell you shit. It's one of those things. If they give them the opportunity, people will tell you everything. And it's just like,
you became the podcast therapist in that one.
Well, I've done that a few times too. But I don't mind being a therapist. Hi, I have personal problems I want to talk about. I had someone come out about their PTSD on my show. I thought that was actually, I was very honored for that in an odd way because they trusted the show and me to do that.
Yeah,
and
that's a comfort thing.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't got a problem with that.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. But when you are flagrantly doing stuff against the law, you're gonna openly talk about it, and it's past. Again, there's statute of limitation stuff too, and I get that, but that was not. That was. It's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, that you don't need in your life.
No, I did not. But it comes with the territory too, somewhat, because it's like people trust you. And when people trust you, they let all their guards down. And it was just like, you gotta be smart, dude. Just folks, please. I am genuinely flattered with anything you want to tell me. I really, really am. Please, please, please. Not on the air.
And probably not even off the air if it's a crime. You don't need to even be like,
well,
okay, now I know.
No. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not saying I know a litany of zillions of secrets or anything like that, but I look at it like this. People are going to do what they're going to do.
True.
Right? I'm going to and as long as people are going to do what they're going to do, right? I'm not advocating murders of anybody or anything like that. That stuff I would probably say something. But the thing is, right? But the thing is, I recognize too that the world is not a perfect world.
Yeah.
And people are going to do what they're going to do. And I'm not here to cast aspersions or judge people. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, what are you doing? Why? If I understand a little bit why you do what you're going to do, I'm be like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not going to care. And just to give us an example, back in the day before marijuana was what it was, I know quite a few people who like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now, younger me was a little bit more of a hard ass about it. Older me is a lot more whatever, right? I don't care, right? Things like that change all the time. But even if things are a little bit more serious than that, I've learned in this life that people are just going to do what they're going to do. And I'm going to let them. Just don't be stupid about it.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because the small things, you like you say, they're going to do them whether they have your blessing or not. And if they're dumb enough to confess on air, that's on them. But they were still going to do it. Nothing was going to
Yeah,
stop them.
exactly. So I'm not gonna like please don't confess on the air.
Yeah.
Right. Especially on a live show. Just don't. Because there's nothing I can do about it. Like legitimately nothing. I'm just like, well. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like again, people I've done hundreds of interviews and people talk, man, and they talk and they're open and I think that's a great compliment to my show.
Yeah.
But let's just say there are downsides sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You're a little too comfortable here. Like just
yeah.
So writing more comics, are you gonna try like more prose or stuff like that as well, or do you wanna?
I'm doing comics for now, but I have a couple short prose things I'm going to try to submit to anthologies and just see what happens. So those are kind of in the nonfiction realm. So I'm hoping to submit a few of those and just see what happens. I've saved a few of the places that are taking submissions, and I'm going to throw them out there. And if I get rejected, the biggest rejection I ever had was when I submitted to a company and they just annihilated me. But at first you sulk and you want to crawl into a corner and cry, but you take it as a learning experience. So if I submit to these places, you hope they don't rip you a new one, but if they do, you're like, okay, what's the productive things I can pull out of this?
There's two parts. Can I show you something? Can I give you a present? This is for everybody online, by the way. This is Roland.com. So what Roland is for folks is this is every short fiction market out there.
Nice.
All of them. They're all here. So this is for anybody that wants to look for a place to submit anything to do. Roland.com is where you should go, at least to get a good start. They'll tell you about science fiction magazines that accept fiction. It doesn't have everything in there, but all the really professional level stuff is there. Okay. And you will get that updated on the right. So I'm just giving this to you as a present.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm hitting that one for sure. Because that's the thing, is knowing where to put it. Because there's a million anthologies, and there's horror, and there's nonfiction,
and they all show up here.
That's a beautiful source.
And they all show up here. That's the cool thing. Like instead of looking for like hunting down all the now, don't get me wrong. There are groups. There are definitely some Facebook groups we both are a part of that definitely do their fair share of letting you know when these anthologies are out.
Yeah,
but that is one of the best places. Like that one should definitely be on your list, folks.
Okay,
at Roland.com.
Nice.
But the rejection. Okay, so I had this. I was on Twitter. I'm still on Twitter, folks. To some people, and there's someone like talking about rejection and the nature of it. So it's like, it's one of the big epiphanies I've gotten with rejections. They're not personal.
Yeah,
they're not. Like even the ones that okay. So if they're taking the time to eviscerate your manuscript like thoroughly, they believe in you. I know that sounds like that sounds really that sounds like an odd thing, but okay. So when I did fiction way back when I started getting fiction rejections, I get that very short thank you for submitting to so and so. Unfortunately, we will not be taking blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right. See, you get a lot of those when you start. And then you notice like, and then you see your manuscript come back. And this is back in the day when you were sending your manuscript like physically. Yeah. You can see the fingerprints of how far they read into your book, your story. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Now I would get as time went on, right? I would start getting I would get nicer rejection letters, meaner rejection letters, more examinations of my manuscript.
Okay.
Right. So what I noticed, okay, so here's the thing. If they're taking the effort to read your stuff, be efficiently brutal with it, because you have to be brutal. Here's the thing, okay? They're trying to be as bulletproof as they can with whatever they publish. And that's a reasonable
Yeah.
thing. If they can put that many bullets in your work, then you know that
Yeah.
you have work to do, right?
Mhm.
But they wouldn't take that time unless they thought your work had some merit to it.
That's definitely a thought, and I never thought of it that way. I mean, like you said, it's not personal. That's the first thing you need to realize, and I know a lot of people, they just take it personal and they
Yeah.
can't create anymore, and it's like they don't hate you. That person doesn't know me
No.
from anyone, and they may not have like what I wrote, but they don't hate me as a person. And
Yep.
you just look at, okay, what did they write in here that were things to build on? And I went through and just basically destroyed the script that I sent them and rebuilt it with the suggestions they gave, and I think built something that was a lot better. Where if I
So
had
they
published
actually
even on my own the original one, it wouldn't have been what it was worthy of being.
so they actually took the time to make suggestions.
Yeah.
Okay, they really believe in you then. So that particular place, wherever you sent them to,
Mm-hmm.
keep sending
Okay.
there, specifically there. If they took the time to, and again, people are going to say, well, why? Because they don't do that. Here's the thing. If I say, hey, I'm going to publish an anthology, I will get
Mhm.
submissions for days from
Yeah.
everybody. And there are going to be some things, and editing, I've been on the editing side of the things. The editing is kind of like this like secret little joy place. If you
Mhm.
see something really good, you really, 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 really love it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, this is great. I love this story.
Mhm.
Then you get to the bad ones, like the ones that are just, again, that just hurt you to read. Even a
Mm.
page is painful to read sometimes. And you're like,
Mhm.
nope, you're not. Nope, can't. So that's the first step. So you take all the good stories, you eliminate the chafe, and now you got all the good stories.
Mhm.
So one of my poems was suggested for an anthology.
Mhm.
And she wanted my style of poetry for a Lewis Carroll anthology.
Mhm.
So I came up with a story that merged Alice and Pandora together.
Oh, nice.
She really liked it. She
Mhm.
really, really liked it. She still, at the end, though, rejected it. And and
Mhm.
this is the other part. This is the final part. Even if your stuff is good enough, there's a bit of timing with everything. Sometimes you might write something that's real. Okay, let's say you and Mark Wade. I'm not saying you do, but we're just going to give a name as an example.
Yeah.
Mark Wade write a similar story. Not quite the
Mhm.
same, but they're similar.
Yeah.
And they're both really, you're at that caliber.
Mhm.
Which one's the editor going to take?
They're taking the name.
Yeah, of course. It's not personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal, right?
He's gonna sell more books than a no
Yeah.
name would. So that they're looking at,
Yeah.
okay, what's gonna move copies, and sell
Yeah.
more volume.
Yeah. So there's that aspect. And there's also maybe your story is really, really good,
Mhm.
but the whole anthology has gone in a certain direction. And your
Yeah.
story just does not fit that direction for whatever reason.
Mhm.
They'll still reject it.
Yeah.
They'll hate to. I've seen it. I've seen his editors like, damn, this is good. This is really good, but I can't use it. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Right? That will happen too. None of this is personal.
Yeah.
So, some of this is subjective.
Mhm.
Some of this is timing.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just the way it is. Right? Sometimes you get hard no's. Non-personal.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the hardest thing to understand. Yes, because you are putting everything you got into these stories. And yeah,
Yeah.
it hurts when they get that. No, it does. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't hurt by it. But
Oh, yeah.
at the end of the day, all you can really do is, okay, I can write the story. Can I follow the guidelines? And did I follow the guidelines? Did I tell the best story I could? Is it in their hands?
Yeah.
Yes. That is it.
Yeah.
That is all you can control. The rest is time to the next project. It's time for the next story.
Yeah.
I wish it was. It's one of the hardest lessons in the industry. It just is, right? It's the nature of the beast. It's not perfect. It's not like I wish there was a better way, but there isn't. At least
Yeah.
not one I could find. So you just accept it.
Yeah.
And also, folks, there's a little. If they take the time to correct your story, they see something valuable in your work.
Mm.
If they take the time to say, hey, unfortunately, we can't take this story,
Yeah.
send them something else quickly.
Ah.
They like your stuff.
Okay, see, and I never even thought of it like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to think about is, okay, I'm sure a lot of the rejection is the nice, form letter that simply says, thank you for your submission. Unfortunately, we can't use it. So the fact that they did take the time says that there's something more to it. So I will
Yeah.
definitely follow up with that.
Yeah. Again, no promises, no guarantees.
Oh,
But
yeah.
always remember something. If considering the amount of submissions they get, they don't make that effort with every person.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah. Never looked at it like that, but now you say it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. No, again, this took me a long time to figure out too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's not like I'm trying to save people some time.
Yeah.
It's like, right. And that's one of those things you've learned in this life is you must, right? You must strike while the iron's hot. And a lot of people don't recognize when the irons are necessarily still hot.
Yeah.
So if you make an effort, if they get that effort, you should definitely take a moment to say, hey, go try again. Right. Because they're interested, or else they wouldn't have bothered.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I definitely will use that. Although I've let the iron cool a lot because that was back in 2019, but still, I know that's a place to go to because I thought, all right, the scathing part meant they hate the story. I never think they hate me, and it was the first rejection I had of something I submitted. So I think the sting is a little bigger when you haven't experienced it more than once. And I didn't think, okay, wow, they took the time. There's something more to this. I just thought, all right, they're nothing. They're, that whole area is cold. And like I said, the iron's definitely cold now, but that doesn't mean I can't heat it back up.
So, well, I mean, then is that person still there that rejected you?
I'd have to check, but I think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're still the editor.
So contact them. Say, hey, listen, I did a podcast, and I might have realized I was an idiot. Is this true?
Yeah.
Do you take the time, right? And ask them, do you take the time? It's like, no, I don't. It's like, would you be interested? And then at that point, it's like, would you be interested in something else? And who knows? Maybe 6 months from now, you'll come to me and say, Josh, you're a fucking genius. Right? You might have a deal somewhere you never realized, right?
You never know.
Yay! Good luck. I hope it works out. But more pros, more comics, more new series.
Yeah.
Any special challenges for yourself this year?
I think my challenge is to find someone to say yes. That's kind of what my goal is because, self-publishing is a beautiful thing. You make your own rules with that, but you also pay your own bills with that, which is, a lot more difficult sometimes to do. So my thought is I'm going to find a place to say yes or find a lot of places to say no, whatever happens first.
Yep. Just remember the rule. I guess you already got a couple things from me today. Just remember this stuff going forward because there's always chances in places if you're willing to take that time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all about relationships. I sound like the old fogey said way back in the day that I was going to for advice. Like how does that happen?
Yeah, and it's good to have someone to talk to because, like I said, I came in completely blind and ignorant and just thought I'm going to tell my story and didn't network with other people, didn't know any other creators for that matter. It wasn't until I was probably 3 issues in that I started to know other people and talk with other people and, help learn from their mistakes. So you're constantly learning. And that's what I tell people because, if you work a con, inevitably you're going to get asked 20 times, oh, what do you do? How do you publish it? And you're going to get told, I have a great story. I want to tell it. What can I do? So, you can get wisdom for people. You just got to be willing to ask. So, there's always more wisdom to have. So what you're telling me puts more in the repertoire. Like, okay, now I know something else. I know that a hard rejection is actually looking at potential. So yeah, it's a
If
good
if
thing.
if, if they're willing to take I gotta clarify this. If they're just being dicks, like
Yeah.
complete and total dicks, then fucking ignore them.
Oh yeah,
But
that's a dead avenue.
yeah. But but again, if they're taking the time to help you, this is the thing you got to look at this, okay? Even if they're being incredibly harsh with you,
Mhm.
right? In terms of the work, not you, the work,
Yeah.
right? They're being harsh there. Okay, that is because they want as bulletproof a product as they possibly can get,
Mhm.
right? And because of that, they're looking at say, okay, can we blow holes here, here, and here? Yes, we can. So they're
Yeah.
going to come to you. It's like, yes, we see the bullet holes here, bullet holes here, bullet holes here, bullet holes here, and suddenly, right? Suddenly, now they're like, okay, this is what we think you need to do,
Mhm.
and you took the advice, you made the story better, which is what they wanted,
Yeah.
right? What they wanted. Now it's 2019 to 2023. It's a bit of a long time. They may not want that story anymore,
Yeah.
but that is whoever that individual was. They at least were willing and able to give you a shot,
Yeah.
and and people don't necessarily recognize that, right, in the moment. The other common thing is if they say, "Oh, we got something just like this,"
Mhm.
right? That's a no to that story.
Yeah.
That's not a no to you.
Okay.
So, right? It's not a no to you because if they like what you're doing, especially if they say, we like it, but then the next opportunity is, okay, what if I give you another story? Like just as
Give you something
follow up.
different.
Yeah, something different. And then heck, go one step further. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And suddenly it's like the editor's like, holy shit, this is great. Again, these are like little unwritten rules,
Mhm.
right? But again, it's all about listening to the negotiation, whether you realize it or not, that is going on.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell them a story.
Mhm.
They have to look at reasons to say no.
Mhm.
But if their only reason saying no is, again, the Mark Wade comparison,
Yeah.
well, then okay. They're
Mhm.
not saying no to you.
Yeah.
They're saying no to that story. So if you have something else to follow up on, try again.
Yeah.
Maybe even right in that moment. Right?
Yeah.
You never know.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just this is just it. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are lessons from rejection, courtesy of me. Use them as you see fit. Do remember that almost every editor, every publisher out there wants to publish good stories.
Yeah.
So they're looking for them, but you have to be willing to work with them.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of writers don't necessarily look at it that way, but that's really the secret to getting more work.
Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I should be charging for this shit.
Your new seminar.
Yeah.
So start selling people.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you too can be published, and these are things I've learned in this business. And they were like, "What?" Yeah, so I've been published here. So this is what I've learned. That's smart-ish. But I mean, I've had success, long checkered, and failure. But that's how it's done.
Yeah.
I always equate like publishing and art to being like Babe Ruth. You know, you take the swings at the bat. You have to. You have no choice, right? Especially if there are things you want. Actually, genre-wise, do you see yourself expanding? And you said you're comfortable in the genres you're in,
Yeah,
but do you want to try something new this year as well?
I do. I actually want to try to do a children's book, but a dark children's book, kind of on the level of Goosebumps, where it's, something that would be fun for kids to read, because I'm teaching, the same fifth and sixth grade bubble for many years. I know kind of what they gravitate toward. So I'd love to write something that those kids would gravitate toward, because, that we can't keep a Goosebump book on the shelf, but Goosebumps are kind of cookie cutter writing. So I'd like to write something higher quality that, would still be a fun, scary story that would, leave fifth graders shaking in their boots. I'd love to do something like that.
Well, we all remember being 10 years old. So the shit, I mean, okay, look, I'm a Ninja Turtles guy at
Mhm.
40. I know kids that are 10 years old who are Ninja Turtles people as well.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it's why, because it hits all those 10-year-old buttons. It just hits
Mhm.
them all.
Yeah.
And we all know what we want. We want to see as like action packed, like the Ninja Turtles, like action packed, cool shit that just goes in places you never expect.
Yeah.
Right? Something wildly imaginative.
Mhm.
But if you want scary, like Goosebumps is the same thing. It just, you got to remember something too. R.L. Stine wrote a lot of Goosebumps books.
Yeah, he's doing 13 a month at one point, I heard. I was reading
Yeah.
on that. So he's cranking them out. It's just like, all right, you want more books? Here's more books,
Yeah.
because Scholastic gets them in and they're selling out the moment they're there. So he cranked out at crazy levels.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If Scholastic's saying, here, I'm going to give you this much money to write that, I'll be like, yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
giant pile of money. I'll do it. What do
Yeah,
you need?
exactly. Well, yeah, it's just it, right? And the thing is, if you look at it, although there are cookie cutter plots, I mean, look, television shows have this too, right? You put enough of a television show out there, you're going to start going into territory of, okay, we need to do something fun and silly this week. What
Mhm.
haven't we done?
Yeah.
Zombies? Let's do zombies. Let's have some fun with
Zombies
it.
slash musicals. All right, here, we haven't done a musical episode. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Everyone needs to
exactly.
start singing.
That's right. Then the next week, we need something else, something really cool. How about terrible B movies? Okay, sounds cool. Let's do it.
Yep.
Right? Right. And that's just it. Like you just get to a point where you're gonna have fun with some of the tropes that are there.
Yeah.
And you can't, like, I mean, when you're putting out that much content, it's gonna happen. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
it's gonna happen, right? Um so it's like, okay, this will work or this won't work. I
Yeah.
don't know, right? It's just one of those. It's just one of those like moments you come to that realization, and you're like, okay, I think I got this, or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's one of those things where I understand it. I agree. Like, you would love to have a quote unquote higher quality thing, but
Yeah.
I also realize too that when you're on what I guess a grind like that, some of it's going to slip through the cracks. On the other hand, you write that much, you're going to get good.
Oh yeah. I mean, he there's great stories in this, but when you're doing 13 a month for, a year, you're, like you said, stuff's gonna slip between the cracks. But when you look at them, most of those they're fun and entertaining stories. And I get parents all the time like, oh, my kid's reading this garbage. I'm like, no, they're reading. You should celebrate that. Doesn't matter what they're picking up. They're picking up a book and they've read 20 of them this month. That's something to be celebrated, whether you think it's high art or not. They're not going to want to pick up what you consider high art, because to them, that's going to be boring. They want to read this story and they want to read everything that's on the shelf. That's a happy thing.
It's also because sooner or later, that stuff that was really, 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 really wasn't high art back when they were kids becomes high art eventually too,
Yeah.
sometimes. Right? Hey, R.L. Stine is a respected author, one of the
Mhm.
best. I always preferred Gordon Corman myself. I love the old
Yeah.
McDonald. I love the old McDonald Hall stuff. I don't know if you ever
Mhm.
read that stuff or not,
Oh yeah.
but I always preferred Gordon Corman or Eric Wilson. But
Mhm.
hey, I don't knock R.L. Stine one little bit.
Oh no, and I think he's good. And actually, I'm using a Gordon Corman book right now as my class read aloud, because they're always fun.
Which one are you reading?
It's called What's His Face. It's one of his newer ones. I thought I gotta give it a shot because I've never gone wrong with the Gordon Corman read aloud because it gets the kids intrigued and has good laughs along the way.
My favorite Gordon Corman one's the Zucchini Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
That one's old Bruno and Boots. Again, anyone who wants this, it's oddly Canadian, like it really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's an oddly Canadian story, but I just love a new evil, quote unquote, a new evil headmaster kind of thing takes over the school for a while, and both of them, and there's a football team that has to do with zucchini. It's silly nonsense. But
I haven't read that one. I've seen it. I think I have it in my.
No.
Oh.
Was it me or you this time that disappeared?
I don't know. It took like a weird jump, so it's hard to say.
Okay, so you say you have it. I heard you have it in your closet or something.
I have it in my
that.
class library. I just haven't actually read it. I have a whole Gordon Corman section, so it's one of the ones in there. Pretty much anytime I see one of his titles in the Scholastic catalog that I send out every month, I thought, all right, I'll get that. Throw it in the library.
Yeah, for me, I enjoy silly shit. Like again, for me right now, I read manga. The silliest manga I read is Spy X Family.
Mm.
It's about a secret agent that has to have a wife and kid to infiltrate this academy. The wife is secretly an assassin. The kid is a telepath, and eventually they get a dog that sees the future. And the kid, the telepath, is 5 years old. She's the only one that has any real idea what's going on, kind of, but she's also 5. So it doesn't completely make sense in her head either. So it is a comedy of errors every single time. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And it's bad on purpose in some spots, but that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like at this point in my reading, so I'm reading right now. So I just showed you the comics. So I'm reading, ta-da, Marissa Mayer's Arch Enemies, this is the most serious thing I'm reading right now, quote unquote serious thing I'm reading. It can't be that serious when there's Marissa Mayer's throwing puns in her work. So I mean, it can't be that serious, but it's serious enough. It's a more serious young adult book. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm reading like I said, this is the most serious thing I've read in the last probably week or so.
Yeah.
So, right. And I'm sure Rob would get a kick out of that, watching that. Rob Montori, me showing Snowpod #2 to the audience, as I literally just read it today. But yeah, that's the closest thing to serious, and it's just fun. I'm just looking for fun and entertaining stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you know what? There is something about that 10-year-old me that really, that's all I want. I didn't necessarily want to read the classics. I wanted to read stuff that entertained me. And as an adult, I've kind of gone full circle. I'm just back to, I just want to read stuff that entertains me right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've read all the classics because I was English lit major, so we poured through all the different classics, and now I just want fun. I finished the degree, and I thought, you know what, I need a break from the classics. I can still revisit them; they're not going anywhere. But right now, entertain me. Keep me entertained. Don't make me have to sit there with a dictionary figuring out words and the trials of trying to read something like Chaucer or something like that, like I had to do through college.
Oh, Chaucer. Some of them are okay. Some of them are okay. Like, it's like, shrug. Some classics I like. I mean, like from a classical literature point of view, I like Les Miserables. Like I think that's a really good classic. There's a lot of that still holds up even to this day. I don't mind that. I like more serious books too. I think one of my favorite like modern authors that writes in a very literary style is Susanna Clarke. She's great. She's absolutely fantastic. I love Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It's a fantastic book, and like there's some really good serious things. But I think there's a place for everything. And I definitely right. I just read Madeline Dale's, a friend of mine, Madeline Dale, author. She wrote Black Flame.
Okay.
That is pure urban fantasy slash like. I get a new computer in 2.5 weeks. Like this computer has run its course, so it may just be that it actually cost me an interview already once, kind of sort of like right as the interview was about to go on, the whole system crashed. So this computer now, obviously, I could update the computer. It's an old laptop, but I can also just get a new laptop for about the same price it would cost me to repair or to upgrade some of this stuff. So it's 2.5 weeks. I get I go and get this upgraded. So
yeah, I don't blame you, and I apologize. I promised tap dancing, and I failed entirely. I said
failed
if
at
you
tap
go
dancing.
out, I was supposed to be doing some stuff and entertaining the crowd, and instead I pressed the refresh button and got put into a weird no man's land in the digital world, and I wasn't in here, I wasn't in there, but I didn't give my promised tap dancing, so I failed you all.
So were there were there Alpogs in no man's land?
I don't know. I just floated in the abyss. It was peaceful. I was happy.
Peaceful. So one of my all-time. Okay, so everybody loves the first 7 years of The Simpsons. Everybody. My favorite one's the baseball team one, right? Because it's the abyss. He falls into the abyss. He sees like this equation. Oh, cool! Just clicks the button. Keeps falling. It's like, yeah. I mean, seriously, if you're gonna fall into the abyss, you might as well enjoy it. Am I there?
I can hear you, but now you're frozen.
I'm frozen. Dang.
But I hear you still. So
okay, so we'll keep going. Like I'm here. Right there we go.
Oh, you're back. All right.
I'm back. Yes. No, this computer has hit its death now. And I've abused the shit out of it. I do a lot of video work. I do a lot of audio work.
Yeah.
So it requires a certain degree of how do I put this so delicately, graphics card manipulation, shall we say? But no, it needs to go the way of the dodo, and it happens to us.
Oh yeah.
But it is part of the deal. Now, fortunately for me, it's going to be a really cheap system. I'm looking at probably about $200-300 to.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. Like, it's not going to cost me. It's not going to cost me a shit ton, but it's something I need to do next month because if I'm going to go on the road, the last thing I want is this to keep happening.
No, you want it at its peak performance when you're hitting the road.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing too. When I hit the road, I'm going to be like doing like these test runs. Right, these test runs, see what can go wrong will go wrong, kind of.
Oh yeah, that you can always count on that.
Oh yes. So, what jokes will be played on me, universe? The answer is all of them.
Yes, you're not done yet. You think you've seen them all? There's a few more left.
Oh, that's what makes life interesting. It's the bumps in the road that make life worth living.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Everything else, shrug. Because if it was perfect, I don't think none of this stuff would be worth doing, honestly. So,
agreed.
Yeah. You wish it would be easier sometimes, though.
Oh
Sometimes.
yeah,
Sometimes you do wish
I'll get rid of some of those damn bumps because that shit gets old. But perfection would get tiresome. He's like, okay, you don't want the perfect world. Kind of like think of the Coraline when she walks in and thinks the world is perfect, and then realizes, ooh, perfection's not quite what I ordered. I don't want everything. Nobody wants everything handed to them on a platter.
Well, it's not even that. I figured out what perfection actually is, and no one should want it. Perfection is the death of change. If you're perfect, you can't go any further.
Yeah. You've evolved to your final form and you're done.
That's it. There's nowhere else to go. You've hit it. That would suck.
Yeah.
Right.
But a little easier, I'll take that.
Yeah. Once in a while, you're like, I could use a break. Seriously.
Yeah.
Just use a break. Like, I'm hoping I have only 2 other conversations this week. I'm hoping the other 2, I hope there's no crashes. Wow. It can crash after. Your
computer needs to battle through those 2.
Yes. Windows battle. I only got a couple more weeks, like I said, of this, and then it's all she wrote.
Hit that magic number of 1,000, and then it's the road.
Well, no, this computer won't make it to 1,000. It'll hit.
So it's not going to make the mark. Well, I guess you got your replacement coming quick, and then yes, you'll destroy another one because no matter how perfect it starts, it's not going to stay that way.
Oh no, I'm expecting it. I just don't want it to go wrong for about 2 years.
That's a pretty reasonable amount of time for a computer. That seems to be the lifespan of a good laptop.
Well, this one lasted 4 years.
Oh, that's good.
So I can take care of a laptop and make it go 4 years, right? So you can do that. Like, that shit's doable.
Yeah.
Right. They're like cars now. Like they did turn computer. Do you remember back in the day when back in our day, when it was like in the early 90s when Windows 95 came about, and it's like, this will be the last computer you'll ever need.
Yeah. that promise looks pretty ignorant now, but of course they don't want to tell you it's the last computer because they want to sell you more later on. And I've heard last Windows too many times. Like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it, but they're going to constantly keep throwing new stuff at us because they want to keep raking in the piles of money.
Well, this will be the last computer. Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't even fucking go there. Is it better than the last system? And sometimes it's not. Like, sometimes it's not.
They go backwards more than they go forward, it seems like.
So, well, see, like, I remember, again, this is like back in my day bullshit, but I remember Windows 95, for all its flaws, was fairly stable.
Yeah.
98 was a dumpster fire.
2000
was a slightly more tolerable dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And then they did like Vista or something like that, and it also was shit. Then XP was like, oh my God, you can build a stable system.
Yeah, that was the first one because I remember the one that came after 98, and
that was 2000. Like 98.
Yeah,
they both were dumpster fires. Oh, again, personally, see, the first time we turned on Windows 98, this was when I was still a kid and my dad lived with my dad. I watched it crash the first time we turned it on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Couldn't even give you a good session. You got nothing.
I got nothing. The first time, now second time we turned it on, it worked. But the first time, got up, crash. I remember that. So yeah, Windows 98 was a piece of shit. Like, it really was. Right. So now some people might have had better experiences than that, but I certainly did not.
No, that was a bad one.
Yeah. XP was the first really good one. Windows 10 is okay. I'm going to say okay.
It's not the worst.
No. This is what I'm using right now. I'm going to probably go to Windows 11. It's been around long enough that I'm pretty sure 11's not a dumpster fire at this point. So
I upgraded to that. It's fine. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not a dumpster fire. But like everybody else, when it first came out, you probably the same thing. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait. Make sure it doesn't blow up my computer when I put it in.
Read what other people have to say, because if they hate it, you'll know it quick.
Oh, yeah. No. And folks, it's earned. Like Windows has earned this reputation. Like, yeah, right. So it's like you guys are a flaming dumpster fire sometimes. I don't know if it's
Oh,
entirely your fault, but I don't understand all your politics. I don't know the hand you got to play with, but what I've seen, no, just
yeah. You got to imagine a lot of people getting fired with some of these drops.
see. I'm not so sure about that. Like I have watched. Okay, every company I have worked for has been dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a company, if everything was like it was supposed to be in a company, I would actually be a little worried at this point because I've almost never seen it.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen it with small companies,
Mm-hmm.
tiny, but the bigger the organization, the more I expect fuck ups. Like
Yeah.
it's just I realized I understand when I was again, I worked at a warehouse pure later.
Mm-hmm.
I understood. Okay, you're in an education system now. I'm going to be very careful how I say this because there's things you cannot comment on because you have a job,
True.
right? But I am going to be very blunt. Some of the people you deal with, I am sure you question their medication, or either you want it to understand or you don't want it because you don't want to end up like them. And some days you're not sure which way on the edge you want to go there. But what I will say is, that in a organization that big, the really, really, really big guys can't see everything. So what they hope
Yeah.
for is there's an average they can tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
That's an average they can tolerate. What they hope is it stays on or slightly above
Yeah.
that average. Now, that doesn't mean it's that way across the board. But they want, more often than not, if you follow the roadmap of their company or the pipeline of their company, right? Every once in a while, you're going to see duct tape or bubble
Mm-hmm.
gum or crazy glue or something that you don't even want to know how someone thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
But the machinery is functioning.
Yeah. Nothing's
Kind
burning down, I guess, unless you had the Samsung spontaneously combusting phones, and then you got a
yeah,
whole new mess.
yeah. Again, I'm not. Again, there's a standard, and if it goes below a certain standard, you gotta deal with it. But certain standards, like I just, you know what, it's working.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
scared to.
functional. Let it live.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I don't. I don't like. That's the thing. So when you get a dumpster fire system or operation, right? You may not be firing a bunch of people because again, that's too much pipeline to actually fix.
Yeah.
What you're gonna look at is okay. So where in the pipeline did this fuck up?
Mm-hmm.
And shit tends to roll downhill.
Yeah.
We all know that. But there's also a certain point too. If it's really, really bad, they go, no. We're gonna just take this piece out of the equation and we're gonna replace it with something else. Cause
Yeah.
I've learned this. I've learned this. That's what I've learned. Right. So if it's really bad, not anyone's getting fired. They're just going to fire one or two people. If it's just mediocre across the board, everybody gets shit on. That's how this works. Right. So if you got folks, if you're going to fuck up, really go big in fucking up in the company. Don't go small, because if you go small, you're dealing with the shit rolling downhill. But if you go real big enough, the big boys are going to come in and they're going to take out the pipeline that doesn't work. So if you're going to fuck up, really fuck up.
Go big.
Yes. Yes. Go big or go home. Don't set your place on fire.
Yeah.
Draw the line there.
Try not to.
Yeah.
Don't burn your customers, literally.
Yeah. Don't do that. But yeah. I almost feel like I was a super villain there, Ed. I almost feel like I was.
You're monologuing. Well, tell people to go big in their destruction. Fail the biggest way.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel half terrible. Kind of. If the world didn't work like this, if the world legitimately didn't work like this, I'd feel a lot more terrible. But you know as well as I do, you see the pipelines. If you look at the guts of every system, you're gonna find parts you're gonna be like, I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fix it because that's a headache. And I don't know if I don't want that. I have enough headaches in my life. And that's big companies in that nutshell. They just want it to work.
Yeah.
They don't care how. So
somehow, some way.
That's it. So if you want to make sure that if you want to make your dipshit boss really fail, folks, just really, really fail. I feel
go
very,
all the
very
way.
terrible. Yeah, exactly. I feel really terrible saying that. I'm gonna get calls one of these days. Someone's gonna listen to all these shows and everything I've said over the years, and they're gonna be like, "Dude, you're fucking crazy." It's like, yeah.
Just figured it out. Good for you.
Yes, exactly. So, Ed, I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And same for you. Look forward to the road trip. Hope when it gets out to California, you can find me out here.
Oh no, I got a whole bunch of you in California. You're my second or third stop.
Okay.
You're second or third. I might go to Washington first. I might do Washington first.
Yeah.
Vancouver, Canada is my first stop. I got lots of people in Vancouver I got to see and meet. But then it's Washington. And it's California. And
nice.
I'm going to take the only part about California I'm dreading is LA.
Yeah, if you're not used to LA, it's interesting, but I've been in it so much I can actually navigate it and not lose my mind.
Okay, cool. So let me tell you my LA story. This will be a good way to wrap this up. So this is back in the day. By the way, folks, I'm going to repeat this until the day I die. Never take the Greyhound in Los Angeles. Right. I learned that.
I know that one.
Yeah, I did not. Because again, I'm in Canada. Okay? I'm in Canada. So Greyhounds, when we had Greyhounds here, were a not much cleaner system than yours was.
Yeah.
But I did not know that. I should have known that, but I didn't. So I fly to LA. And here's an interesting fact. The cab in LA was more expensive than both my flight and the bus out of town.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Yeah. No one's surprised. See, no one's surprised when I say that. Like, no one.
Because that's got to be pre-Uber. You could get an Uber or Lyft and eligibilely priced and not charge more than a flight.
Yeah, no, but this is pre-Uber. This is way pre-Uber.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this is 2005. I end up in the Greyhound station in Los Angeles. Now, guys, if you've ever seen that station in Los Angeles, it's a rough place. It is a rough. You've seen it.
I've been there.
Yeah, everybody has. Anyone see it? They're like, don't go there.
I know not to take it because I've taken it. So
yeah, it's horrible to come out of there and you're like, oh God. Because I think the worst part about it for people is there are actually some nice neighborhoods in range.
Yeah.
But unless you have a car set up there already. Like I didn't. I was flying in, so I had no car.
Yeah.
I wasn't going anywhere. Yeah. There was no way I was going to do that because odds of me getting my ass kicked coming out in and out pretty high.
Oh yeah, and LA is a land of pockets. There's a beautiful pocket followed by one you wouldn't want to drive through at night, followed by one that is filled with $1 million houses. So you got to step in the right pockets when you're going through LA.
And it's weird because they're right beside each other. That's the part that truly throws me off of LA. There are literally parts where it's a line. It's legitimately a line, and you're like, how? Like, how? San Diego's not like that.
No, not at all.
Right? The whole California coast is not like that. LA is that.
Oh, yeah.
Whereabouts are you, by the way, bud?
I'm in the Inland Empire. So it's like if you live out in this area, but I'm about 50 miles east of LA. So kind of in small suburb area out there, right on the foothills of the mountains.
So you got a cool place to eat or hang out at in the area?
Oh, there's good places, but you kind of got to travel a little bit. There's a couple good little local spots to hit, but we generally go a little farther out to get to the good stuff.
So when I come out there, I'll bring some of my books I've published. We'll go to one of those really nice places and we'll just hang out and do shit.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds like a plan.
Definitely.
All right. So yeah, because I got Mog and Mel,
Mhm.
right? I got Elsa Garza.
Yeah.
I got you. I have a couple other people as well. So it's like, yeah, so California will definitely be a stop along the tour for sure.
Nice.
Yes. Complete with ice cream, because you can't do a trip like this without ice cream.
I can get you some good ice cream. We have a good
Yes.
little local ice cream place that makes it right there on the spot, and you can see them flash freeze it. So yes, I got your ice cream.
Done. Sounds like a plan. You should plug something, buddy. You should plug something.
Plug something. All right. So right now, I talked about a new series coming out, but I have one that is currently ongoing. We just reached our first trade paperback and collected the first 6 issues together. The story is called Immortal Era. It tells about a future 200 years from now where people have stopped dying. And it focuses on a quest to bring death back into the world, and kind of a reverse story where the ultimate goal is to save humanity by killing them. Just published issue 7. It should be in my hands in about a week. I'll be selling it at a few cons in California. There's Rocket Con that'll be on February 18th and 19th down in San Diego. And I will be this weekend on Sunday at the Pasadena Comic Con. Won't have issue 7 in hand for that, unfortunately, but I have hardcover and softcover copies of the trade. And then coming in March, I will be putting out issue 8 of Immortal Era, putting that on Kickstarter. And then this summer, issue 9, and my new series, Corruptor, that will be dropping issue 1, probably June for Immortal Era 9 and August for Corruptor. So that, and then Tales from the Collective, which is put on by Travis Gibb. I have a short story in that one that kind of explores death from a different culture. And I researched into the Japanese mythology of death and wrote a story based in that.
Nice. I dig it. Like I said, at some point we're gonna have to talk. I wrote a novel about a virus that made everybody immortal.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that in person at some point. So how can people find you?
If you go onto social media, all my social media is under Finish Line Comics. And then I do have a website, finishlinecomics.com. If you go there, you can see upcoming appearances, different cons that I'll be at, as well as pick up any of the back issues. 1 through 6 are all available there. And I'll be putting the trade on there once I get my huge shipment that should be coming in about 2 weeks.
That it? Did I get it right?
Yeah, just the www. And yeah, if you put that in there.
Do you need a www?
I don't know. Sometimes they're particular.
All right. Just be on the safe side.
Why not? Yeah.
That one. Here. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, just in case it wants the www. You never know with websites, but yeah, you can get all of your information of what's coming up. And yeah, I'm trying to fill the con schedule up because I'll have 500 copies of this trade paperback to try to get into people's hands and get them hooked on the series. So I'll be booking. I try to do about 1 a month once con season kind of opens up and gets moving. So I think I have up to June all booked up, but not until I get the official tables and all that do I put it out there on the website. So yeah, I'll be around. I'm hoping to actually venture out of California for a few shows as well. And I try to hit a couple states a year. So looking for some good out of town ones. So if you have suggestions, definitely hit up any of my socials and tell me what con I need to go to in your state.
All right. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. I would advertise something, but as of right this minute, I'm kind of booked solid. I got to have some big announcements. Hopefully, actually, I will advertise something here. I've gotten smart and stuff or something to that effect. So I'll just do this real quick. I have 2 amazing guests the next 2 days. I have Rick Offenberger, who is my boss at firstcomicsnews.com. First time he's ever coming on this show. This ought to be a fun little conversation. And then my Thursday is cosplay, which is going to be kind of fun, right? That's his name. He is an author. He's an author on a collective, and he publishes gaming stuff.
Cool.
Under that moniker. So I'm just waiting for this to go real quick, folks, because what I'm going to be advertising is my newsletter. So I got a couple things coming out myself. This March is going to be March 1st. I'm releasing, I have written, produced, and directed a series for a client. It's a massage therapy show called Healing Hands. It's an educational show about massage techniques, concepts. So if you want to be a better massage therapist, if you're a student trying to learn some massage techniques, this will be for you. I will be having more information on it next week because we are now really on the go. Things are moving. Episode 1 is done. Episode 2 is in the can, and 3 and 4 are going to be finished this week coming up. So I'm going to have some announcements there. I'm just waiting for this thing to load up because I should have been more well prepared, Ed. I should have been more well prepared. That was my problem.
You couldn't anticipate a giant crash, so.
Well, no. Well, unfortunately, I am starting to anticipate this a little bit more now, unfortunately. But hold on a second here. Just doing this real quick, hopefully. Yay, yeah. So for anybody that wants to see what's coming up with me, I finally got the page. I finally got to the page. I did it. I'm not stalling. If anyone wants to see it, this is my newsletter. You can sign up. I throw story stuff, drawing stuff, right? So all my news and stuff is going to be there. If you guys are interested in doing so, this is the website. Go do it. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming on. You're always awesome. And we ended up talking about rejection letters, which I didn't expect, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And Ed does some really cool comics, ladies and gentlemen. I intend to get at least something of his this year. So for everybody watching, everybody listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. I'll see you guys next time.